nominations for the award. This is more than double last year's number. 32 from among our 43 member countries, which on its own is a record. So of course we are very, very pleased to have you here tonight in Warsaw, so that we have an occasion to present 8 finalists, 8 amazing projects which were chosen after careful and rigorous review by our CEB colleagues as well as our international jury. So before we begin the ceremony, I would like to invite our Governor Carlo Monticelli to give us his opening remarks. Governor.
Thank you so much. You have heard my voice quite a lot already today, so I will keep it very short. Basically, to share with you 2 thoughts. The first thought is that, well, I'm really happy about the way the CEB Award is working as an engine to increase the attention of the public at large on the need to be creative in delivering social impact. I certainly don't have any piece of paper, so I don't say any number because it would be wrong. But what is clear is that we are really seeing a growing participation, and there is really a mutual exchange in terms of us getting to be better known because of the award, and at the same time the project getting a recognition from to a wider audience. The second thought that I want to leave with you, which is the one that I find it really exciting, is the fact that all the projects that were put forward, 8 you will be described, one of them is the winner, but you will see that every single one provides an innovative combination of ingenuity and dedication. And these are the 2 ingredients that are really necessary to move forward, to deliver on social inclusion, to just stitch the social fabric that is being torn in these horrible times against an environment of resources that are, alas, increasingly scarce for this objective. So I really want to thank you to be here, to all those who have made this possible, from people who serve to the jury, to the organizers. But I'll be very honest, my biggest thank go to all the people who have been working on these projects, even those that we will not know about because they didn't make up to this selection, even though they were very good and worthy, because they had this marvelous combination of, as I said, dedication and ingenuity that is, ultimately what can give us all hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Governor. And it's now my pleasure to present to you the 8 finalists. We will start in Bulgaria. Our first nomination is called Sustainable Employment and Entrepreneurship Cycle of Ukrainian Women by Foundation Open Doors, so in Bulgaria. As you know, Bulgaria has also received a significant population of Ukrainian refugees relative to its size. And so this particular project is a 3-phase program which supports displaced Ukrainian women through psychosocial support, digital skills training, and access to employment. Each year, more than 500 women gain access to jobs or start a small business, thus reducing long-term dependency and strengthening their economic resilience. This is the first time that we have a project from Bulgaria in the final stages of this competition. From Bulgaria, we go to Kosovo. The nominated project is called Community-Driven Social Innovation, and it was submitted by Jakova Innovation Center. This project empowers underrepresented communities in Kosovo, primarily in Jakova region, to launch social enterprises that address local needs, create jobs, and strengthen social cohesion. They work particularly with women, youth, and minority groups. Through training, mentoring, and business development support, this project has already helped create 6 social enterprises that are expected to generate jobs and income in local communities. From Kosovo, we are moving to North Macedonia, so staying in the region. This project is called Personal Assistance for Blind People, and it was submitted by an organization called Esi Nelis. The project supports blind people who face isolation, limited mobility, barriers to accessing essential services. It provides trained assistants who help individuals move safely, visit institutions, complete daily tasks, participate in education, in work, and community life. Blind women who particularly face marginalization are receiving targeted support in this project. This is one of the first structured personal assistance services for blind people in North Macedonia. It combines paid work with volunteering, and it manages to achieve all of this on an annual budget of approximately 35,000 euros. Our next nomination is from Romania, the project which is called I Want to Work by Ateliere Fără Frontiere. This project supports adults facing multiple vulnerabilities: poverty, disabilities, homelessness, addiction. It combines personalized counseling with real work experience in circular economy social enterprises. Beneficiaries are referred by social partners and enter a 24-month reintegration pathway. This project uniquely combines social inclusion with environmental sustainability. And now we go to Slovakia. UPRE Women, submitted by Carpathian Foundation or Karpatska Nadacja. This is a project which works with Roma women in Slovakia who face multiple layers of discrimination. 73% of young Roma women in Slovakia are neither in employment nor education, compared to 12% nationally. So this project supports Roma women in eastern Slovakia, most of whom have no or minimal work experience, to gain employment and to break out of intergenerational poverty and reclaim control of their lives. UPRE Women, UPRE in Romani means lift, so lifting up women, is the only program in Slovakia which is focused specifically on the employment of Roma women in the open labor market. And from Slovakia, we go to Ukraine. Our 3 last finalists are all from Ukraine, but we will start with Children of Heroes. It's a project by an organization of the same name. The war in Ukraine, as you know, has orphaned thousands of children and created an urgent need for comprehensive long-term support to secure their futures. This project provides needs-based aid and social services through a digitally coordinated ecosystem to children who have lost one or both parents in the war. These services include psychological care, education support, healthcare, humanitarian assistance. This project is active in 23 regions of Ukraine, currently benefits over 15,000 children, and plans to expand support to 20,000 children in 2026. Spilno Hub, it's another project from Ukraine, which was nominated by an organization called New Format of Education. This project creates a safe eco hub for offline learning, psychological recovery, and professional retraining of veterans, internationally displaced people, and women, fostering cohesion and return to Ukraine. Through protected learning spaces, mental health activities, and officially recognized retraining programs, it helps people return to education and to work during wartime. And our last finalist, Wings Ukraine, submitted by Club NA. This is a national program providing safety planning, psychosocial support, and access to services to women who are facing multiple vulnerabilities: gender-based violence, substance use, HIV, poverty. This is a women-led project, and it equips women with practical skills to rebuild autonomy. Active in 16 regions, it reaches over 1,400 women, and despite war conditions, the team continues to operate under direct risk, maintaining services during aid raids and blackouts. You will have seen now the 8 projects and are probably wondering which 3 of the 8 have caught this year's jury's attention. But before we get to that, I would like us to take a moment to go back to Istanbul. Now, if you remember, last year, the project Digital Twin Istanbul was the one which impressed the jury with its innovative use of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and data to prepare Istanbul for the next big natural disaster. We had a chance to catch up with them in Istanbul and to see what they have been doing since last April and what impact the CEB award has made for them. So I suggest that together we watch this very short video.
İstanbul gibi 16 milyondan fazla nüfusa sahip büyük bir metropolde deprem, sel gibi doğal afetlere karşı hazırlıklı olmak, afet anında doğru bilgiye zamanında ulaşmak ve hızlı müdahale edebilmek büyük önem taşıyor.
İstanbul için hazırlıklı olmak demek, afetlerden önce riskleri öngörmek ve afetlerden sonra da hemen doğru kararları zamanında alabilmek demektir.
Bu amaçla İstanbul Büyükşehir Belediyesi Bilgi İşlem Dairesi Başkanlığı olarak geliştirdiğimiz Dijital İkiz projemizi en basit haliyle İstanbul'un sanal bir kopyası olarak nitelendirebiliriz. Dijital İkiz İstanbul'un yalnızca 3 boyutlu bir kent modeli değil, aynı zamanda şehir genelinde kamera ve sensörlerden gelen anlık verilerle beslenen, bu verileri analiz eden ve kentsel operasyonları yöneten bir ekosistem.
Projemizde sensörlerden ve coğrafi verilerden elde ettiğimiz devasa verileri, yapay zeka senaryolarını dijital ikiz ortamında.
Bunu nasıl yapıyoruz? Uydu ve drone görüntülerini elde ediyoruz ve bu uydu drone görüntüleri daha önceki depremlerde yıkılmış binaların görüntüleri eğitilmiş makine öğrenmesiyle birlikte bize aslında hemen otomatik olarak yıkılmış bina tespiti sunabiliyor.
Bu araçlar karar vericilerin yerine geçmiyor. Onlara daha hızlı ve kanıta dayalı hareket etme gücü sağlıyor. Bu da afet odaklı dijital ikiz projemiz ile afet hasar ve kayıp ile atlatmak demek olduğuna inanıyoruz.
Afet odaklı dijital ikiz projesiyle manuel olarak hazırladığımız analizler, dashboardlar ve haritalara tek bir platform üzerinden hızlıca erişilebiliyor. Kullanılan yapay zeka araçları sayesinde karar alma süreçlerimiz hızlanacak ve operasyonel anlamda da daha kontrollü ve doğru bir şekilde ilerleyebileceğiz.
Dolayısıyla bu şekilde o kaosun önüne geçmeyi hedefliyoruz. Bu şekilde daha fazla hayat kurtarmak bizim için çok önemli.
Afetler için dijital ikiz teknolojisine yatırım, afet öncesi risk analizlerini sonrasında müdahale süreçlerinde bilgiye dayalı ve koordineli hareket edilebilmesini sağlamak için kritik bir adımdır. Bu ödül projenin geliştirilmesi süreçlerinde gerekli teknik kapasitesinin arttırılmasını sağlayacak ve kurumumuzun vizyonunun görünür kılarken diğer şehirlere de örnek olacak, bilgi paylaşımı ve yeni işbirlikleri için de büyük bir fırsat sunacağına inanıyorum.
They really deserve it. Huh? Preventing chaos, saving lives, that's the essence of this amazing project. We are very proud to have been able to contribute to it. And now it is my great pleasure to invite to the stage Gianluca Esposito, Director of Human Rights and the Rule of Law at the Council of Europe and President of the CEB Award Jury, to announce this year's winners.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elisa. Thank you to you and to all the colleagues for the great work that you have been doing on these projects. Governor Monticelli, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2026 CEB Award ceremony. It is really a pleasure to be with you this evening as president of the jury for the CEB Award. Let me be very, very clear. I have no particular merit for this job. This is just inherited job from my predecessor to the next. So here I am doing this job, but I have to say this is one of the most interesting part of my job in the G1 is to actually go through these amazing projects that are presented to the bank. And each year, really, this project reminds all of us that social cohesion is not just a policy slogan or an abstract concept, but it builds on real people making a real difference to improve our societies. As it was said already, in 2026, we received 177 applications from 32 countries from across the membership of the CEB. And I have to say, for us in the jury, not just for me, but for my colleagues in the jury, this was at the same time inspiring and humbling. Inspiring because the creativity and dedication behind each of the projects that you have seen, but also the others that we have not seen and that they presented are quite extraordinary. But also humbling, because it reminds us that also in the most complicated, sad and dark circumstances, there are people out there trying to improve the way our communities live. And so really, I have to say, it's both humbling and inspiring experience for us in the jury. And of course, selecting a shortlist was not easy, and choosing a winner was even harder, and you had a glimpse of some of the projects here tonight. So before we go to the winner, let me start with acknowledging two remarkable runner-ups projects whose impact and commitment deeply impressed us in the jury. Now, our first runner-up is the project Personal Assistance for Blind People in North Macedonia, led by Essie Nellis. For many blind people, everyday life can involve immense barriers to mobility, to accessing essential services, to participating fully in society. The project addresses those barriers in a simple but powerful way by providing trained personal assistants who accompany blind individuals in their daily activities, from navigating public spaces to visiting institutions and accessing education and employment opportunities. These assistants help open doors that otherwise would remain closed. The impact is tangible, it's immediate, and it allows people to reclaim independence, dignity, and participation in their communities. We in the jury were particularly struck by the profound difference this initiative makes to the life of the individuals who might otherwise remain isolated and excluded. As it was mentioned already, blind women who often faced multiple layers of marginalization receive targeted support, ensuring that no one is left behind. What makes this project particularly remarkable, I have to say, is how much it achieves with very limited resources. You heard the numbers just earlier. It demonstrates that meaningful change doesn't really require a huge amount of resources. What it requires is commitment, empathy, and persistence. And this is all characteristics that this project has. And so for us in the jury, this project, this initiative represents the very essence of social cohesion, removing barriers, enabling people to save their lives with autonomy, to live their lives with autonomy and dignity. Please join me once again in congratulating Essie Nellis and the team behind Personal Assistance for Blind People in North Macedonia, who is our first runner-up. Now, we're getting closer to the winner, but there is one more runner-up to go, one more runner-up. This is the project called I Want to Work, implemented by Ateliere Fara Frontiere in Romania. Now, access to employment is one of the most powerful pathways to independence and social inclusion. Yet, many people face multiple vulnerabilities due to poverty, social exclusion, or a difficult life trajectory. Entering the labor market can seem, for these people, almost impossible. This program that you are seeing now on the screen offers a viable pathway. By combining personalized counseling with paid work experience in the circular economy social enterprises, the project equips participants with the skill, with the confidence, and the practical experience needed to join the workforce. The jury selected this project for its thoughtful design, strong management, and long-term vision. It is effective, financially sustainable, and scalable, offering a model that could be replicated in many other places. Our sincere congratulations once again to Ateliere Fara Frontiere and the team behind I Want to Work, our second runner-up project. Right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you have all been waiting for. It is time to reveal the 2026 CEB Award for Social Cohesion winning project. This year winning project stood up for the courage, the compassion, and the commitment to supporting one of the most vulnerable and often overlooked groups in society. The winner of the 2026 CEB Award for Social Cohesion is Wings Ukraine, implemented by Club NA. Wings Ukraine is actually an extraordinary initiative. It is women-led that supports women facing violence, poverty, HIV, and substance abuse, challenges that have become even harder and more severe during the war. These women often live at the margins of society, facing stigma, insecurity, and the lack of access to essential services. Some may not even have a safe home to return to. In times of crisis, they risk becoming invisible, completely overlooked by systems that are already under immense pressure. And yet, the team behind Wings Ukraine refuses to allow that to happen. Through safety planning, psychological support, and referrals to health, legal, and social services, the project helps women regain stability, dignity, and control over their lives. Today, Wings operates in 16 regions across Ukraine, supporting more than 1,400 women. The jury was particularly impressed by the trust this project has built within the communities. It works not only to address immediate needs, but also to equip women with the knowledge and tools to build their lives and autonomy. The journey of the organization itself, its resilience and determination in the face of immense challenges, mirrors the journey of many of the women it rescues. And in many ways, it also mirrors the resilience of Ukraine itself. For the jury, this project is a powerful reminder that even in dark circumstances, solidarity and hope can prevail. This award is our way of recognizing that work and of sending a very simple message: you are not alone. The team at Club NA and to all the women whose courage inspires the project, we want to send our warmest congratulations. And to the finalists, to the applicants this year, thank you for the extraordinary work that you do every day to strengthen our societies. I'm delighted now to invite Ms. Antonina Denisova, a representative of the winning project, to join me on stage to accept the award trophy and to address the audience. Let's welcome Antonina with a round of applause.
Good evening. It's a great honor for me today to represent the Club NA and our Wings project, to be the voice of women who are often overlooked, women with experience of drug use, women living with HIV, or self-identified sex workers. Our Wings project is about peer-to-peer support, about the right to safety and a new beginning, about the power of community and the change that become possible when a woman is heard, given the right to choose, and provided with the resources she needs. We are still working. Over the past 2 years, our project has reached more than 2,000 women across 16 regions of Ukraine, from the west of the country to Kramatorsk, Mykolaiv, and Zaporizhia. We continue to work even where it's most difficult. And we are deeply grateful to the competition organizers for the opportunity to be among those who every day contribute to a more just and compassionate society. We are grateful to our partners, our team, and above all to the women who entrusted us with their stories. Without you, none of this would have been possible. We're also grateful to Louisa Gilbert and Columbia University for their trust and the opportunity to adopt and pilot the Wings tool for the first time in Ukraine in 2018, and for their continued support along the way. We work in a time of full-scale war, and the ability to be here, to carry out support and development projects, this is all thanks to those who defend our country. We are sincerely grateful to each and every person who protects Ukraine and makes our lives and our work possible. This award is a reminder that care, empathy, and systemic work can truly change the reality, so we are deeply grateful for this recognition. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Antonina, for your inspiring and very moving words. Congratulations once again to Wings Ukraine and to our runners-up, Esinelis and Ateliere Fara Frontiere. At this point, we will be saying goodbye to our audiences online. So, of course, thank you very much for watching. We will see you next year in Slovenia. And for those of us here in Warsaw, the evening continues with the reception. Thank you very much for being here. And again, see you next year at the CEB Award closing ceremony. Thank you.